سلام. من ببخشید داشتم مسیج میدادم، متوجه نشدم یو دوستان اومدن. سلام. خسته نباشی. سلام به همگی. منتظر خانم ولنتین توماس هستیم برای اینکه تشریف بیارن ما مصاحبه‌مون رو با ایشون شروع کنیم. 6 تا سوال داریم امروز، 6 تا سوال طرح کردیم که از ایشون میخوایم بپرسیم. خب اولین خانومی هم هست که دارن تشریف میارن برای بحث لایو ما و اینکه امیدواریم که حالا برای شما دوستانم جالب باشه. زنده باشین. آقا عرفان، کانادا چه خبر عرفان؟ همیشه میزونه. خیلی خوب. صدا چطوره؟ صدا نیست؟ هست؟ مشکلی هست صدا؟ دوستان اگه لطف کنن راجع به صدا بگن. یکی از آقای علی خانی گفتن صدا، حالا نمیدونم. بله، خانم ولنتین توماس اومدن. من ایشون رو اد میکنم، الان میان بالا صحبت میکنم دیگه.
Hello.
Hey, hello Valentin.
Hi, how
How
are
are
you?
you?
Good, you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes. I have been following you for a couple of years, I guess now, and it's amazing to see all the places that you go, and you did a lot of spearfishing trips everywhere around the world, and it was feeling like us doing the same thing with you there. So because we also do spearfishing and we are in love with the sport, and many of the followers that they are now watching this show, I think they had the same feeling with you.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm looking forward to. I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to put my. It's super windy, so I found one small little sheltered area, but the camera's
Okay.
too low. I'm gonna grab a chair. That's what I'm gonna do. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
My
That's
bad.
absolutely fine. No, that's fine. It's England.
Exactly.
Rains and winds all the time.
It was actually raining all day, and it just got to really nice weather, so that's good. I got really lucky. Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Just moving my chair.
Okay, that's great. I've been there back in 2003 and 2006 for the company which I was working with. So I did a course there in those 2 years. Back in 2003 and 2006 it was. But I liked the country. It was very nice.
It is a very nice country. A little cold, but
yeah, absolutely. I've been there in summer, so I didn't feel cold, but it was nice. Okay. Regarding the routine that we had with all the people that we had this live interview with, I asked them a few questions, and I may be interrupting you in some points. So because some of the audiences, they may not understand in English completely. So please excuse me if I interrupt you in some points, and then I do a quick translation and come back to you again. I just do a quick translation for the audience, then we come back to you. ایشون میگن که حالا اینجا یه مقدار باد میاد، ظاهرا یه مقدار هوا خراب، جابجا شدن که موقعیت خوبی پیدا بکنن که با هم دیگه صحبت کنیم، خوشو کردیم راجع به انگلستان و اینکه هوا اونجا یه مقدار سرده یا همیشه باد میاد یا بارونی هستش. Okay, for the first question, the first one, please introduce yourself and give us a brief introduction on what you did before, and tell us when did it all start, all this spearfishing and this voyage, in this spearfishing voyage of yours. I just do a quick translation and come back to you again.
Of course.
دوستان ازشون خواهش کردم که بگن که این قبلا چه کار میکردن و اینکه این داستان از کجا شروع شد. Back to you. Yes.
It actually started in the UK, so that's funny that I'm here right now. I got introduced to spearfishing in 2010, so about 10 years ago through friends, and then the first time that I caught my own fish, it was it for me. I didn't want to get fish any other way for the rest of my life.
Okay, and what were you doing before that, prior to become a professional spearfishing, and you dedicate your life doing this all the time?
So I'm a trained lawyer. So I did my law degree, then I did my master in law. And then when I moved to London, I worked in finance for about 6 years. And then about 3 years and a half, 4 years ago, I just decided, screw everything. I just want to live a completely different life. I want to stop just working to buy stuff that I really don't need. So, and then, yeah, it's been some up and downs, but it's been a really, really great journey so far anyways.
So what was your first trip? I mean, was it like very interesting for you? I mean, if you just please explain a little bit more about this question so we can move to the other one, because we are interested in more details, you know, when it all started. So if you can please explain a little bit more about it.
Well, my first spearfishing trip, I was actually very lucky. It was in Ascension Island.
Ah, that's great. Yeah.
So that was actually my first spearfishing trip that I did. So it was really good. I didn't see any tunas.
So you missed the tunas, okay.
Yeah, but I remember I was just like, I was in the water. My first time spearfishing, I get a lot of people asking me like, oh, but I could never do it. I'm so scared of the water. But my first time spearfishing, I was having a panic attack in the water. I was hating it. I was hating every second of being in the water. So it came really after. I fell in love with catching the fish, but then the whole swimming, freediving part took me way longer to get used to.
And you didn't did any freediving courses or trainings prior to that, no?
I did. So I took a freedive course in Egypt with Umberto Pellizzari.
So he's our guest.
Oh,
he's our guest. Yes, yes. I think maybe next week we are going to have a live chat with him.
Oh, that's nice. He's a really nice guy. So that was my first time spearfishing, freediving. And then I did my level 2 and 3 in the Bahamas a few years ago.
Apnea Academy, I believe, yeah?
No, so level 2 and 3, I did. My level 1 was Apnea Academy, and in level 2 and 3, I went with IDA.
IDA. That's great. I just do a quick translation and come back to you again.
Okay.
دوستان راجب که از کجا شروع شد صحبت کردم، بعد گفتن که از لانگ آیلند اگه اشتباه نکنم ایشون گفتن، یا سنترال آیلند، دقیقاً خاطرم نیست، گفتن از اونجا شروع شد. البته تونا رو ندیدن و اینکه بار اولی که رفتن خیلی از دریا، از ماهیگیری خیلی لذت می‌بردن، ولی از خود قوس زدن و دریا خیلی حال نمی‌کردن ظاهراً. ولی خب دوره‌هاشون هم با آقای اومبرتو پلیزاری توی احتمالاً شرم الشیخ. It was in Sharm el-Sheikh, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. توی شرم الشیخ دوره گذروندن با آقای اومبرتو پلیزاری و شنیدید دیگه، دوره یکشون آپنیا آکادمی بوده، دوره 2 و 3 شون توی آیدا گذروندن. Okay, that's great. For the second question, people think it's cruel to kill. In general, I mean, how do you feel as a spearo when you take a fish live and hunt for your own food? I just do a quick translation, then come back to you for your opinion on this question. مردم فکر میکنن که کشتن عمل سنگدلانه است. شما به عنوان شکارچی زمانی که جان یک ماهی رو میگیرید و برای غذای خود شکار میکنید چه احساسی دارید؟ Back to you, yeah.
I do. I get sometimes I get messages from people who are really, I guess, offended, but I think it's just an over sensitivation when it comes to catching your own fish, because a lot of people have literally no problem buying frozen fish fillets from the grocery store, but they have a problem with what we do. So it's just about, spearfishing is the most sustainable way to catch your own food. See, when it comes to seafood. So I think it's just about educating people, talking to them about why we spearfish, what is spearfishing too, because spearfishing is not just about killing a fish. Spearfishing is about going out with friends. It's about you wake up really early, you spend the entire day in the water, you free dive all day long. It's a lot of exercise. It's very hard for your body to dive and dive and dive and dive. Sometimes water is cold, you have murky water, you have sharks around, so it's not gonna just you go in the water, you're having fun shooting anything you see. It's a very long process, and I mean, at the end of the day, the fish, you definitely deserve it. Way more than somebody is gonna buy frozen cod at a grocery store.
That's great. That's great. Just do a quick translation, come back to it. دوستان میگن که خب ایمیل ها زیاد از خیلی کسان میگیرن راجبی که کار مثلا سنگدلانه و اینکه ولی میگن به این شکل نیست. یعنی خب خیلی میرن ماهی یخزده میگیرن یا غذای دریایی یخزده میرن خرید میکنن که خب در اصل این به یه طریق تامین میشه، یعنی اینطوری نیست که این هم سبز بشه یه جایی، و اینکه این کار یه پروسه طولانیه، یعنی باید با سرمایه آب، با موج دریا و با شرایط خیلی بد دریا، با کوسه ها، با همه اینا کنار بیاید برای اینکه بتونید شما اون ماهی رو از دریا بگیرید. و ایشون میگن نظرشون این هستش که شما به تبع لیاقت اون ماهی رو دارید به خاطری که براش کلی تلاش کردین برای به دست آوردنش. Okay, the next one. Okay, the next one. We all spearers believe spearfishing is a good way and clean way of harvesting fish out of the sea. What is your opinion? What's your point of view about this and why?
I didn't understand the first part. I'm very sorry.
We all as spearers, we are doing spearfishing. We think that it's a good and clean way of harvesting fish out of the sea. I mean, this is spearfishing thing. And what's your point of view and why? And why do you think that this is so clean? Besides, I mean, all the things that you do to catch the fish, you deal with the waves, you deal with the bad weather, you deal with sharks, as you said earlier. What else you think that I mean, this is something good and this should happen?
I mean, it's basically the reason why spearfishing is the most sustainable way to catch your food is because, first of all, when you're underwater, you only pick one fish, and then again, the fish has to come to you. So it's and then by seeing it and by being in the water, there's a lot of people that say that we're cheating, but it's actually the opposite. When we're going to harvest or hunt for a fish, we can make sure that the fish is legal. We can make sure that the fish is not in reproduction season. We can make sure we can be really selective on what we're picking. So there's just no better way. You can't do that with rod and reel. You can't do that with a net.
So these are the things beside all the things that you have to do to take the fish, as you said earlier. So you think it's the most effective way of getting something that you planned for it, as you said.
Wait, somebody said, what you should do those is to have not access to boats and freediving equipment. Well, actually, I did. I spearfished a few times very primal gear, so just the shaft and the piece of wood with elastic, and I still managed to get through with it. And when it comes to boats, it's again, for sure, if you're going out on a big boat and you only catch one tiny fish, then no, it's not sustainable. So it's just about, again, making good practices, picking a good boat, and making sure that when you go, it's going to be worth it when it comes to fish quantity too, if you can, of course.
دوستان راجع به صحبت که کردیم گفتن که خب گرفتن ماهی دریا به غیر از اون مسائلی که گفتن ما میریم زیر آب و زیر آب انتخاب کردن ماهی، حالا بعضیا میگن که این یه جور کلک زدن، حقه زدن، در صورتی که اینطوری نیست. واقعا زیر آب رفتن اون ماهی اون اندازه‌ای که باید باشه و اون نوعی که باید باشه رو شکار میکنه و به نظر ایشون این دلایل دیگه‌ایه که برای این روش بهترین روش برای گرفتن ماهی. Okay, the next question is a little bit more challenging, because in this area there are a lot of people doing this. I mean, in southern Iran and I mean along Persian Gulf, also the Arabian countries and also Iran, they do lots of spearfishing, and there are people here that they do this. And many of those, they are doing this as a commercial spearfishing. So the next question is a little bit more dedicated for those people. So we would like to know your opinion about that as well. So the fourth question is, do you think it's also a sustainable way of fishing when people do commercial spearfishing? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of it over traditional ways of fishing? I just do a quick translation and come back to you.
Okay, sorry.
Please excuse me for that. شما فکر میکنید که نحوه ماهیگیری به صورت صنعتی، یعنی اسپیرفیشینگ صنعتی، کاری که خیلی از دوستان میکنن، خود من هم کردم این کار رو، روش پایدار برای صید است و مزایا و معایب آن نسبت به روش‌های سنتی چیست؟ Back to you.
So for me, I don't see what's the difference. If you're going to be spearfishing commercially, or if you're going to be do commercial fishing on a boat with a net, as long as the rules are the same for everybody, the fact that you're going to do it spearfishing or the fact that you're going to do it in a net is actually no difference. It's actually better if you do commercial spearfishing. The reason is that first of all, when you're a spearfisher and you catch your own food, you can bleed it straight away, which means that the flesh is going to be better, and then the fish is going to last longer. So I think you'll be able to do a little bit more of you're able to respect when you catch a little bit more. So this is why I think that, in my opinion, as long as, again, you respect the rules that the authorities have set in place when it comes to sizes, when it comes to season and stuff like that, that there's no reason why commercial spearfishing should be banned, which is really ridiculous because it is banned pretty much everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's amazing. Yeah, why they banned this in many places. I think, beside the rules of fishing in general, I think spearfishing, it doesn't include any bycatch. This is my own idea. When, for example, when they threw the nets or the long line fishing, there's always bycatch. They catch like sea turtles, they catch dolphins, they catch sharks, many of them. But I think commercial spearfishing is more dedicated about the fish, about the size of the fish that you catch. And I think it's much better. This is my idea about it. So what do you think? I mean, do you think that this also applies to this?
Yes, definitely. And I think that it's when it comes to the bycatch, it's again, if you eat fish, if you eat seafood, you cannot be against spearfishing commercially. It just doesn't make sense. And then it's when it comes to any bycatch, if the rules are respected, then I would actually believe that every fish that has been spearfished commercially for the purpose of selling to the public should be certified sustainable.
This is your idea. I mean, so what do you?
Yes. If the rules are being followed and you don't take any fish outside of the reproductive season or anything, then commercial spearfisher fish caught by commercial spearfishermen should always be sustainable. There's no bycatch, and then you're not going to spearfish for any species that is overfished. So it's just automatic that it's sustainable.
That's great. I just do a quick translation. Come back to you again. دوستان نظرشون این هستش که این مدل شکار صنعتی، یعنی شکاری که به سبک صنعتی انجام میشه، ایشون میگن جزء روش‌های پایدار ماهیگیریه در صورتی که قواعد و قوانین رعایت بشه. یعنی تمام مدل‌های صیادی معمول و اسپیرفیشینگ کامرشال باید جوری انجام بشه که قوانین رو رعایت کنه. اما باز نظری که ایشون دارن که خب شیوه پاکتریه برای صید و اینکه خب بایکچ نداره، یعنی مدل‌های دیگه شما ماهی صید نمی‌کنید و اینکه یه مثلا که گفتن چون خون ماهی میره کیفیت گوشت بالاتر میشه از لحاظ مصرفیش، یعنی کیفیت بالاتری داره و خب اینم خودمون هم شنیدیم که همچین داستانی هست و اینکه روش بهتریه، یعنی نسبت به روش‌های سنتی ماهیگیری. Okay, you're so quick answering all the questions, so I believe that maybe 6 questions will cover all entire 1 hour. So, but you're so quick and you're to the point, So maybe if you please, we can answer also some of the questions that people ask down there. I just had 2 more questions anyway. Then after that, I think we can proceed with the rest of the questions down there. Okay. Question 5 is a little bit more personal about you. What do you travel all around the world to spearfish? Is that correct?
I used to, not anymore. So basically, when I started spearfishing, I want to do it right, and also I want to make sure that I was becoming good really quickly. So what I did is I traveled around to try to experience different seas, different type of fishing, and then I went basically just around the world to try to go fish with the best spearfishermen that I could find, just to learn. So basically it was about traveling, keeping my mouth shut, and just looking at them and making sure that I was just learning as much as I could to become good quicker. I do travel a lot right now, but it's for work, not for...
And it's costly. I mean, you have to pay a lot of money to go around the world. I mean, do you have like? Sorry to ask, you cannot answer this, but maybe few people they are interested in that. So, do you have like a saving to pay for that, or you just have sponsors like Rife, as I know, Spear Guns, or maybe other brands?
I'm not
like
with Rife anymore. I'm not with Rife anymore. I mean, again, when I travel these days, it's literally just about working. So I give conferences, or I just go a little bit everywhere to work with different companies. But when it comes to traveling for spearfishing, it is really expensive. That is very true. But yeah, again, I make a lot of my money so I started my business a few years ago, and I just do a bunch of different things pretty much. So it's just about, but traveling the world just to spearfish, it's not sustainable.
No, okay. So you're paying a lot of money, all your savings on those trips, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can make money by guiding trips, but I didn't want to have the responsibility of having people's lives in my hand. It was just too much, I thought.
Okay, that's great. So, دوستان ازش پرسیدم که خب شما خیلی جای دنیا مسافرت کردین و این هزینه داره مسلما برای شما. میگن که خب از کار قبلیشون یه درصدی پول داشتن که حالا اونو هزینه کردن و تایید میکنن که هزینهش خیلی زیاده. من حتی پرسیدم که با رایف کار میکنن، گفتن نه دیگه با رایف کار نمیکنن، ولی این هستش که خب دارن در اصل زندگی میکنن بیشتر، یعنی پولشون رو هزینه میکنن برای اینکه بتونن همه جای دنیا برن و شکار بکنن. سوالم این بود که شما به جاهای مختلفی در دنیا سفر میکنین، سفر اسپیرفیشینگ میکنین که هزینه این کار زیاد هست یا نه؟ اینم سوال بود که فکر کنم یادم رفت تو ترجمه کنم. سوال 6 این هستش: بهترین خاطره اسپیرفیشینگ شما از تمام مسافرتاتون کدام است؟ Okay, the sixth question is what's your best spearfishing memory of all trips that you have ever had? What was the best one in your opinion? I mean, which trip you had the biggest fish, you had the most clear water, or maybe you encounter some specific fish? I don't know, whatever that it makes it remarkable.
Well, it was probably my favorite fishing destination is probably the Bahamas. First of all, I really like the whole concept of using primal gear to spearfish. So, the Bahamas, you're only allowed to use either a pole spear or a sling. And then also it's, the water is clear, it's beautiful, there's a lot of fish, very sharky. So you stay pretty humble during your dives. So it's just a mix of everything. It's this really the place that I was like, wow, this is fantastic. I could actually live here.
Okay. So Bahamas is the best place to go spearfishing.
That was my favorite one.
Because I also have I have a couple of spear guns, but I never tried the slingshots anyway. I had a pole spear before, a JBL I think it was, but I'm not a fan of doing so. Maybe if I go there I cannot use my stuff, so I need to train more with pole spear and also a slingshot to get the fish. Okay, دوستان بهترین خاطرشون یعنی توی باهاماسه. باهاماس خب میگن اونجا آب خیلی تمیزه ولی با وسایل ابتدایی مثل سلینگشات، یعنی که یه کشه که یه حالت لوله داره، نیزه رو با کش شلیک میکنن، تنها تفنگ دیگه در کار نیست، و با پول اسپیر همین نیزه هایی که کش انتهاش داره که رها میکنن، از اون استفاده میکنن و آب بسیار تمیزی داره و اینکه کوسه هست اونجا یه مقداری به قول خودت دست باشه جمع میکنه زمان دایو زدن. Okay, we had gone through all 6 questions already, and I think if you would like to answer anyone's questions down there, so please.
Yes, so a lot of people ask me, there's 2 questions that came back. The first one is how to get started in spearfishing. So how to get started is very easy. You start with a free dive class. Do not go in the water without a free dive class. For a few reasons. First of all, it's going to get you to be more confident in the water. And again, it's just going to make you to be a little bit more safe. So it's again, when it comes to spearfishing is the second most dangerous sport in the world. But if you follow the rules, then you're gonna able to then you are going to be safe. And you have to do that, and especially most people that I know, including myself, that have spearfishing accidents, that they blacked out, or even some that have passed away, were experienced divers.
We also had cases. Yes, we also had cases here. They have been doing spearfishing close to the oil rigs, because we have lots of oil rigs here in the Gulf. So 2 of my friends they passed away while they were spearfishing, and as you said, they hadn't done any free diving classes. I explained a lot to them, but the problem is that you have to go through the standards, through the class, from the theory up to the open water dive, so you are aware of every detail of the dive. So sometimes
because if you take a free dive class, first of all, they're going to teach you to breathe up properly, so then again you're going to have more oxygen, and then second of all, if you take a free dive class, they're going to make you do something that's very, very important, which is the recovery breathing. So so that's what you do every time you come up to the surface, and that saved me from knocking out a few times. And it's just tiny little things that makes a difference between, it could make a difference between you living and you dying, actually. And it's really sad, but it's just what the free diving class is so important. So a free dive class, and also always stay humble. Always understand that the sea is stronger than you, stronger than all of us. And you always have to take, understand that you're not the strongest over there and that you're not stronger than anything around you. So stay humble and make sure that you're always vigilant. Even if you've been spearfishing for 30 years, always have to be careful.
Exactly, yeah. And you have your body beside you to take care of you. Exactly. I just do a quick translation of what just happened and then come back to you. دوستان میگن که خیلی سوال کردن که میخوایم شروع بکنیم برای اسپیرفیشینگ چیکار باید بکنیم. ایشون میگن حتما کلاس های غواصی آزاد برید، حتما کلاس غواصی آزاد رو انجام بدین قبل از اینکه وارد آب بشید یا بخواید اسپیرفیشینگ بکنید، چون خیلی مسائل هست. حتی من صحبت کردم باشین، گفتم مثلا بعضا بچه‌ها سوال میکنن، میگن مثلا من چیکار کنم، ولی با توضیح شفاهی میشه، یعنی تمام مسائل باید رعایت بشه. و اینکه راجع به 2 نفری که فوتم کرده بودن توی سکو هم یه صحبتی کردیم. اوکی. Someone he asked something in Farsi. His name is Hassan anyway, just tell so he knows I'm asking his question. He's asking that do you have any tips for guys or women that they are doing spearfishing now, and so it can help them to improve, or anything that you think of?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's about, there's only one secret, and it's about spending as much time as you can in the water. There's nothing complicated. Of course, there's some exercises you can do on land. You can start bread hole training and stuff like that. Because again, what you want to do when you're training is you want to train your body to become more tolerant to CO2. So that's what you can do by doing dry breath holds. You can also do light leg exercises and then hold your breath while doing it. And again, make sure that you're safe because you're passing out, you fall on your face, and you may hurt yourself.
But you don't die.
No, exactly. But no, but it's about, it's about spending as much time in the water. It sounds stupid, but it's just is what it is.
Okay, that's great. I just do a quick translation. There's one interesting question which came up in Farsi. I just do a translation to you. دوستان راجبه که حسن سامانی پرسیده بود که مثلا به عنوان پیشنهاد چیکار میتونیم انجام بدیم برای که بهتر بشیم. میگن که هم تمرینات مثلا آپنه در خشکی اینا رو انجام بدین، اینا خیلی کمک میکنه. جدول CO2 تولرنس که حالا فکر کنم آشنایی داره خودش، اینا رو میتونن انجام بدن و بهتر بشن و خیلی ایمن‌تره که توی دریا بتونن، و اینکه توی دریا هر چقدر میتونن بیشتر وقت صرف کنن برای اینکه بهتر بشن. Okay, just
there's a question too that I've seen a few times on the air is people were asking, okay, so for people who can't spearfish, what type of fish they could what type of fish they can buy at the grocery store that's sustainable. So for that is very easy. If you want to be sustainable when it comes to buying your fish at a grocery store, then what you have to do is you check for certifications, but it has to be reliable certifications. You have the MSC, by example, Oceanwise, Greenpeace, WWF, and be very, very careful about some people. Sometimes it says on a packet of fish, responsibly sourced. That doesn't mean anything. If you cannot self-proclaim yourself sustainable, it's most probably is going to be bullshit. So yeah, just make sure that you buy sustainably sourced seafood by recognized organization where the fish is traceable.
There's also another quick way, I think, to know that. You look for the hole on the fish. So if you see a hole on the fish, it's absolutely spearfished. Okay, just do a quick translation. دوستان میگن پرسیدن که ما از چه طریقی میتونیم بفهمیم که چه ماهی به شیوه سبز یا درست صحیح شده. میگن سرتیفیکیشن باید داشته باشه و اینکه حالا ممکنه بعضا دروغ بگن، مثلا میگن که به طریق پاک این سید شده، ولی میگه مطمئن شین از این قضیه که این پاک سید شده. Okay, one of my friends, he asked catching the big fish, I mean big size fish out of the ocean, is it sustainable? What's your opinion on that one?
It's not about a fish being big as term of species. So let's say it's not because a fish is really, really big and another one is that big. It doesn't mean the smallest one is more sustainable. Actually, what you should be doing is you should be harvesting a fish which is an average size within its species. So when it comes to a grouper, for example, you don't want it to take it maybe like you don't want to take when it's too young, so you don't want to take it too small because it hasn't bred yet. So you want to wait for that fish to have bred. And then you don't want to take too big, because if you take it too big, then he's a really big breeder, which means that, you know, he's going to be breeding a lot of fish, so that's also not good. So again, if you catch an average size, you can catch an average size sardines, but maybe not an spear gun, or an average size marlin, then they're as sustainable as each other.
What about other type of fish, like tuna family, like Spanish mackerel? Because we have a lot of Spanish mackerels here in the Persian Gulf, and also we have tunas. We have, but not big size tunas, more ordinary, normal. I mean, smaller size tunas. So, what's your opinion about that? Because, you know, sometimes we encounter. I've encountered very big Spanish mackerels, which I didn't dare to shoot because we are not using float and buoy. We like the adrenaline of the sport, so we do all by the reels. So I saw maybe it was like 54, 55 kilos of Spanish mackerel, but I myself had shot 43. Yeah, 43 I shot once in close to the oil rig, one of our oil rigs. But we have like plenty of them in sometime in a season. I think it's the same season now. You start to see the big ones right now, but not close to the shore. So what do you think?
The Spanish mackerel is not really a fish that's shared commercially anyways. So it's not like, it's definitely not overfished. I wouldn't think so anyways. So again, as long as you just respect the seasons and make sure that it's a good size and that you don't die, because, you know, no fish is worth your life.
Yes.
Then
this is what I say all the time to people. Yes. Exactly.
You have to. So many of my friends, we dive together, and one goes this way, one goes this way. So I'm like, no, we're supposed to be buddies here. Excuse me, please come back.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I just do a quick translation. در مورد آقا چرمان پرسیده در مورد سایز ماهی، چیزی که هست میگن که سایز ماهی نباید خیلی کوچیک باشه، مثلا جوونایل باشه که هنوز زاد و ولد نکرده باشه، مثلا در مورد گروپرها میگن، یا خیلی بزرگ نباشه که یک بریدره، یعنی یک مولد اصلیه. تو اون موارد داره. من راجع به تونا فامیلی سوال کردم، خانواده توناها خب داستانشون فرق میکنه. میگن اونا جزء اون ماهیانی نیستن که، یعنی مثلا سایزشون اینا خیلی ظاهرا اهمیتی نداره طبق گفته ایشون. Okay, if there is anything that you want to answer, I think I have yeah, that's okay. Phones, you know, they're small and it's windy out there, so
I'll hold it.
Okay, great. So if you want to choose any question that they have asked in English, so you can answer that, it's okay. We just listen to you.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
They just asked someone named Dave Gale, 87. He asked, how's the spear fishing in Italy, Mediterranean Sea? What do you think?
The only times I went spearfishing in the Mediterranean, I noticed that it was pretty overfished. Actually, the Mediterranean is the most overfished sea in the entire world, which makes spearfishing very, very difficult. So I love Italy. I love everything about Italy. I like the food. I like the weather. I like people. I like people.
Exactly.
Fish-wise, a little hard.
Exactly, yeah. Just to let you know, my brother-in-law, one of them, he's Italian, so I went there a couple of times, but the food is amazing. I mean, the Mediterranean food is amazing, yeah.
So
especially
good.
the pizzas, yeah, I loved it. Okay, دوستان راجع به بحث ایتالیا بود که غواصی یعنی شکار توی مدیترانه، میگن که توی مدیترانه خیلی شکار زیاد بوده و اوورفیشه، یعنی بدترین جای، یعنی از لحاظی که خیلی خیلی ماهیگیری شده و اینکه خیلی گونه ها کم شدن و ماهیگیری سخته اونجا. Okay,
So have to so maybe one last little thing. I get asked pretty often about the sharks. The sharks are, I know you get a lot of them and you're part of the world. It's, you know, they're part of what we have. You're not allowed to spearfish salmon. It's, so sharks are really part of the environment, and you just learn how to respect them. You learn how to read the body language. If a shark is in a bad mood, is being aggressive, you know. So then you just get out of the water, you go back on the boat, and you leave and you change spots. That's it. It's not your house. Just respect But then this is probably gonna be very, 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 very controversial of me to say. But if a shark was trying to eat me, and it was either my life or his life, I would pick mine. I would pick mine. I wouldn't die because I'm in the shark's ocean. And I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, but you're in a shark's home, like, you know, you shouldn't put your mom in front of a shark and then try to tell me that if the shark was trying to eat her, who would you pick to die? Pretty sure you wouldn't be. Pretty sure you wouldn't be.
That was a good example. I completely agree with you. I don't want to lose my mom in front of a shark. So that's I always say to people that they're spearfishing here. I say that we are the guests when we go inside the water, and they are the owners, because it's their habitat. They are living there, so we have to respect. But anyway, if I completely agree with you. If it's my life or a shark life, I definitely choose mine. I don't want to lose. I want to come back home and see my little girl. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I choose mine over the shark life. Okay, just do a quick translation. Come back to دوستان در ارتباط با کوسه ها میگن که داستان کوسه ها مثلا شما میبینید میگه خب بله کوسه ها اگر دیدین که رفتار کوسه رو بعد مدتی متوجه میشین، اگر دیدین که رفتار درستی نداره شما از آب خارج بشین، ولی اگر میگن زندگی من یا کوسه باشه مسلما من زندگی خودم رو انتخاب میکنم و این قضیه خیلی مهمه. Okay, if there is anything, Valentine, you want to answer?
No, I think I covered pretty much everything.
Okay, that's great. So we don't bother you no more, and it was very nice that you have accepted my invitation and come back. Came to our live, because you know people here in Iran, you know, it's a little bit separated. I mean, from the rest of the world due to all the bad news that you get outside of Iran. It's not. I myself say that it's not true. People here, they're isolated from the rest of the world a little bit. So these sort of Instagram lives, they give them the good feeling that it's going on here like the rest of the world, and we are also happy people, and we do lots of things that you do over there. And maybe you can come once to our country, and you can have a spearfishing trip, even with us or with some other guys. Yeah, we would love you to come and see, because it's more intact, I guess, because especially you know, our waters, because it's not fished by other nationalities, so it's much more intact. Yeah, but recently there has been a lot of crazy fishing nowadays because of the prices. They have gone up, so many people, they are after the fish to harvest the sea crazy, but it was much better a few years ago, but it's still struggling and kicking. So I think we still have time if you plan to come. Yeah, if you plan to come, I think we still have like few years time. So I think you have an unforgettable and enjoyable time here in Iran doing spearfishing.
I'm going to show up at your house with my suitcases. Yoo-hoo, hello.
Okay, exactly. Okay, thank you so much for your time. And if you want to add anything else, we're happy to hear.
No, that's it.
Otherwise,
if somebody has more questions, just send me a message and I'll respond to everybody.
Okay, that's great. And thanks for your time.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
And take care. Okay.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye. See you. Bye-bye. دوستان راجع به ایران گپ و گفت کوتاهی کردیم با خانم ولنتین. ببخشید اگر من تمام سوالا رو نپرسیدم یا اینکه حالا چیز نکردم. بیشتر هدف اینه که شما آشنا بشید با ذهنیت و اینکه خب ایشون خانم معروفی هستن توی بحث اسپیر فیشینگ در دنیا و خیلی فالوور دارن و خیلی دنبالشون میکنن و اینکه به نظر من آشنایی با این جور موارد و مسائل و ذهنیت‌ها خیلی کمک میکنه ما رو، به خاطر اینکه ما خودمون یه سری تئوری ها داریم توی سرمون، بعضا فکر میکنیم درسته، بعضا درست هم هستن، یه سریاشون یه سری نیستن. به خاطر همین من فکر میکنم که خیلی کمک میکنه به ما که بتونیم این اطلاعات رو با هم دیگه تقسیم کنیم، نظرات دیگرانی که تو کشور خارجی دارن این کار رو انجام میدن بپرسیم راجع به این کار و اینکه شاید جالب باشه برای خانوما که بدونن یه خانومی در خارج از کشور، شاید شرایطشون خب البته مهیاتر نسبت به ایران، این محدودیت‌ها خیلی کمتره برای خانوما، برای اینکه بخوان کارهای به اصطلاح مردونه‌تر رو انجام بدن. چون بحث شکاری است بفروشی، خب یه فعالیت تقریبا مردانه شناخته میشه در کل دنیا، ولی خب خیلی خانوما علاقه‌مندن و اینکه شاید دوست داشتن که اطلاعات کسب کنن. و خیلی ممنون که وقتتون رو گذاشتین و لایو ما رو دیدین با خانم ولنتین و عرض دیگه ندارم. خیلی خوشحال شدم، سپاسگزارم از وقتتون و خدا نگهدار همتون. خداحافظ شما.